Ladies and gentlemen, one thing I do, I fast. And I'm going to go on a 40-day and 40-night fast. And during my journey, I'm going to let you know how I feel. Fasting is something that Hebrews always did, even in ancient times. And it was a time when you really drew a deep connection with our Heavenly Father, our Abba Yah. Because without food and water, you always need that will to continue and go on. And leaning on Him during the time when we're without food and without water and we feel hunger is really an important time. It is something that is really hard on you physically, mentally, and emotionally. And that's why leaning on the Father is probably one of the most crucial parts of your fasting, even more so than exclusion of food and water. So we're going to talk about the different types of fasting that was acceptable by the Most High. Now, first you have your traditional fast, where people will eliminate food, but people will continue to drink water and any type of, you can have even natural juice. I would recommend, if you're going to do this type of fast, make your own juice. That way, all of the juice comes directly from the fruit itself. So if you have a juicer or one of those ninja blenders like I have, then it would be really easy to do this type of fast, sticking with water and juice. And if you remember when Yehoshua fasted in the desert, he was actually in the desert when he was fasting. And he had fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. And he was hungry, but he kept his faith in the Most High to get him through. Then there was the fast that Daniel did. If you go to Daniel 10, verse 2 through 3. In those days, I, Daniel, was mourning 3 full weeks. I ate no pleasant food, so he didn't eat the food of his choice. No meat or wine came into my mouth, nor did I anoint myself at all until 3 whole weeks were fulfilled. So what Daniel did during his fast, he had water and he was eating things like vegetables. He was eating fruit. He was eating flower heads. And this fast was acceptable to the Most High. He did accept this fast from Daniel. So you can see it was very different from the one that Yehoshua did out in the desert. And this is Daniel 1, verse 12. Please test your servants for 10 days and let them give us vegetables to eat and water to drink. Okay. So it's almost like you eliminate meat. You don't have any wine. You don't have any meat. and you're eating the vegetables in its raw state, okay? And you're drinking. Now, some people find this particular fast a lot easier than the 40 days and 40 nights of maybe just water, okay? So again, this was an acceptable fast. The Most High did accept this as a fast from Daniel. Now, this brings me to the next fast, ladies and gentlemen. This is the full fast. This means no food, no water. No food, no water. And if you go to Corinthians, it really talks about, not Corinthians, I'm so sorry, Acts 9, verse 9. And this is where Paul went on a full fast for 3 days. So this is Paul, and he was 3 days without sight, and neither did he eat nor drink. So for 3 full days, Paul had nothing, no food, no water. This is what you would call a full fast. And others also did this full fast. We have Esther, okay? And the same type of fast was done during her time. So this is Esther 4, verse 7. I'm sorry, let me start all over. Esther 4, verse 15 through 16. Then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer: Go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days. Okay, so that was the same as what Daniel did. Same exact thing, night or day. So that means you go 3 full days with no food, no water. I also and my maidens will fast likewise. So whenever you go on these fasts, it was not unusual for everyone in the household to go on the fast as well. And so will I go on into the king. So this is Esther is saying she will go to the king, even though it was against the law for somebody like herself to go to the king. All right. So fasting is something that builds your faith, and it gets your body and your mind and your spirit right for those times where you may be without food and water. And when we start talking about times of war, that's when you're going to have to psychologically get yourself ready for this type of thing, because we don't know what's going to be readily available if a full-scale war broke out and it came to the U.S. soil. We never experienced it before. But if you keep your faith in the Most High, even if there's no food or water, that faith is what's going to get you through. Please tell me what you think. And this message is for patrons only. Peace, family.